It is going to
all
be
of our fun
exciting.
new technology things that we get to try
I
because
know.
neither one of us are at home or in our offices. We're both on our phones out and about because we get to work and do life at the same time.
Exactly. Exactly. I love this. Okay. So we are going to try our best. I love how we learn everything. So I hope you can see Dana. I'm just like
I
Tuesday
can
lunches
see
were today. We were like, oh, what can you
I can see
use
it
this?
okay. I think it's just my phone that's kind of like dimming because it's so bright in my car, but your voice when you talk is very grainy and breaking up. Oh, it just got brighter. I don't know
Okay,
if you did something.
I made it bigger. Um, oh, okay. My internet says that it's not very good. Let me turn Wi-Fi on. Okay, so hopefully that'll be better. Let me know if
Yeah,
something happens.
okay.
So Dana and I were like, let's talk about doTERRA business because I have talked to so many people in the last couple weeks that this business, the inspiration, the community, the connection, the women, the leadership is like perfect for them, right? And I know that you have experiences that this as well is that things seem to be getting more expensive. And so the need or the want to have an extra line of income is really, really engrossed in people's minds right now. Do you agree, Dana? I hope you're there. I can't hear you. You're muted. Dana, I cannot hear you.
How did that
Or
happen?
maybe
Because I
some,
wasn't
there we
before.
go. I have no idea. I don't know. That was so weird. Okay.
Because we were talking
So
before.
have you, I know it's so weird. So have you experienced this? What is your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, it's just all the way across the board, right? I mean, groceries have gone up, gas has gone up. Like it's just more expensive to do life. Um, from,
Mhm.
I mean, even just the same normal stuff from a couple years ago, it's just so much more expensive. And this has been a great
Mhm.
way, right, for at bare minimum to offset the cost of my doTERRA, right? At bare minimum, but
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
even
Exactly.
more so than that, it supplements and helps me pay for other things as well. With gas going up as much as it has, I mean, even if I could just pay for gas, that'd be great because we drive
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much.
Exactly. So like maybe it's my kiddo is going to be in traveling sports this summer. So maybe I need an extra $5,000 or whatever. Like what do you need? This could
Yep.
possibly be an asset for you and your family or your sister or your friend or your kids. Like
Yeah.
maybe you have a kid that's 19 years old, even 18 years old. And this is going to get them started out with a unilevel commission and it's going to be really good. So let's just dive right in. I know this is a lunch and learn series, so we're here for about 30 minutes and we only have about 20 minutes left. So I really wanted to bring this to you. There's only 12 slots, so I'm going to talk a little about each one. We're not going to really read every single one, our perspective, right, Dana?
Right.
So
Right.
what are you here for? What are you needing? What are you looking for? Yeah, go ahead.
You want to, I'm sorry, you were breaking up.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were gonna something. I was just, yeah, go ahead. I don't know why I'm breaking up, so I might have to redo this one, and that's okay too.
Oh, right here's one of the things that I
So,
love, right? The story of hauling buckets. I
mhm,
mean, how much more work it takes. And I just had this conversation with my patients that I saw this morning actually. I mean, it's like they were doing a project replacing their bladder tank as part of their water system in their home, right? And he said that it's a 32-gallon tank and they were using like literally like a half a gallon size bucket to dump the water into. And then they would pour that into 5-gallon buckets and then take the 5-gallon buckets outside. And I said, well, wouldn't there have been a simpler way? Like, could you hook up a hose and like bring the hose towards a drain or something, or to the buckets, right? And have like multiple or something. And he's like, well, yeah, I guess I could have, right? So this is just kind of, right, rather than doing like so much tedious work, I love how all of the stuff that we do to teach you guys, right? It helps you understand, it helps you learn. And rather than it just being like this constant thing, it ends up becoming a background income that just continuously is there, um without forcing sales, right? I don't like to force sales,
Mhm.
right? I like to educate people on products that will help
Mm-mm.
you and benefit you, but not like make people buy things that you don't need. So for me, it's all part of what I do, with educating people and helping people. And at the same time, I end up with this background income that just helps make life a little bit easier. Okay. Did we lose?
Oh, it's so weird. It's so weird. I don't understand what's going on. So it stopped the screen share. So this is all part of loving technology, and you're muted and I'm muted. As soon as it stops screen sharing and does that, it mutes both of us, which is
Okay.
interesting that it does that.
That's
Anyway, I love
okay.
this too. I love the fact that okay, so like the hauling buckets, I feel like is like the education, the coming on, the sharing.
Yep.
Um, hauling buckets to me was like time for money. And that's not
Yep.
necessarily what doTERRA is. It's not showcase the biggest
Yep.
deal that I love is that
Okay.
you're not trading your time for something different. You are putting time into it, yes, but it's not like you have to work doTERRA or work the business for 8 or 12 hours a day to find a
Right.
benefit. I feel like it's hours per week. We do.
Mhm.
It's not like you don't have to put any time into it, right, Dana? We do put
Right.
time into it. You ladies and friends see us every Tuesday. You see us in
Yep.
the offices. You see us online doing other things.
Yep.
It is time, but it
Yep.
is we're creating this right
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
going to benefit us and our teams and our families for a long time. So
Yep.
um, let me just pull it up and we can talk about it. I think that we can probably just talk about it without um, I can try again. Let me try again to screen share. It's so funny that it doesn't
I
like
don't
this.
Well, I don't know if screen sharing is super helpful because I think both of us were freezing and getting grainy because the phones were working
Okay.
too hard with the screen share.
Okay. Okay, we don't even have to. I can look at it and just pull it up. So the value, so the next thing is like the value of creating cash flow. And that's why we're talking about it, right? Like the
Right.
economic well-being of households in 2020, 18 to 29-year-olds, like retirement, like basically it's like, are you going to need? Like we talk about health span all the time, lifespan
Mhm.
versus health span. This is like having a healthier retirement later on or creating a bucket for you later on, a preparation tank like that water tank that we needed a 32-gallon water tank and we're doing one bucket at a time. I
Right.
love that this can be a savings account. I love this can be a retirement. I love this can be a legacy for your kids,
Mhm.
because retirement age is going up because there's a more need for more cash flow, right?
Mhm.
As things go up in price, it just takes more
Yep.
to fill that tank, right?
Yep.
So, what would be the
Absolutely.
biggest impact on your life? There's different checkbox here, right? And so this is the question we always talk about when we're doing a business conversation is right, creating more time,
Absolutely.
finding fulfillment in being your own boss, like right, what do you need? Calendar, Do we need more time with kids? Do we need increased flexibility in our finances? Do we need more time spending with loved ones? Like, are we caretakers? Like, where you are in your life matters, right? Do you want to travel? Are you like Dana, like her kids are in sports right now. We're
Yep.
doing elite sports. And are we trying to fight burnout? Are
Hmm.
you at retirement age? Like, do you just simply want to earn more money and not have that cap, that ceiling that every brick and mortar company has? What are
Right.
your needs right now, right? That is a conversation that we have with so many women.
And, one that you didn't even mention, which was one of my biggest reasons for starting the business, was building a community,
Hmm.
right? It was being with people. Because when it's like I was working in an office and, it's great, right? I'm working with people and all those kinds of things, but it's sometimes people have great relationships and you hang out with the people that you work with, but more often than not, everybody gets along, but you don't become best friends, right? For
Hmm.
me, the doTERRA business has meant so much to me in building friendships and relationships
Hmm.
and creating a community of women friends who are like-minded, who want to better themselves, want to better their families and the community around them.
Yeah,
And that was one of my biggest whys. Yes, the supplemental income is important. Yes, sharing all the health benefits and the amazingness that is doTERRA is incredibly important. But for me, it was that sense of community. Um, so
absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. Like, if I think when I found doTERRA, personally, I really needed humans. I needed a family
mhm,
that could support me on a different level at that point.
yep, yep,
And that is, we've gained such an incredibly family and friends
yeah,
in this industry.
yeah. It's
And
incredible.
yeah, and normal humans.
Exactly.
I remember I took my cousin to the convention one year, and she's like, these are like normal humans. Like, they're normal. They're like women that are moms. They're like, I've met so many massage therapists. They're just like normal people. And they're
Yeah,
like walking the stage and they're growing businesses that are just like huge. And I'm like, I know, normal humans. It was just so interesting that she
exactly.
was like, it's normal
Exactly.
human. Um,
Yep.
so the impressive situation is at 65% retention rate, right? I'm on the
Yep.
live right now.
Yeah, 65% retention rate is huge for any network marketing company.
Hmm.
Um, but the reason for that is because it works.
Yeah.
And because it works, it sells itself.
Hmm.
And it's just right. I mean, like I said, I don't love doing sales, but when you share a product with somebody that does what it says it's going to do consistently over time,
Hmm.
it's a no-brainer and it becomes really, really simple.
Absolutely. So the product, what we're saying here is the products, they're pure, they're trusted.
Mhm.
doTERRA, the company, the organization, the heart, the impact, the healing hands, all of it is proven and it's expanding and we're growing all over the world, right? We've been in business, what, 15, 16, 15, 2008. How
I-
many ever years is that?
Yeah,
So we've
I
had a
think
birthday.
it's yeah.
And so we've been around, it's an early growing, early rising company, but already already have such a trust in the world, in this industry, and they're really setting up some massive standards, right?
Oh, absolutely. I
So
mean, the growth over the
mhm,
past years has been equivalent to that of Apple.
absolutely, absolutely. So let's just talk about the impact and healing hands is one of
Oh,
our both, we love them, right? So impact
yes,
sourcing is ethically serving earnestly, right?
yes,
So doTERRA is driven by generating jobs,
yep,
right? Fair payments, on time
yep,
payments, environmental stewardship,
mhm,
sustainable long-term partnerships, and just building relationship, building connection with
yep,
these humans, these families that are growing our essential oils, right?
yep,
I love the co-impact sourcing because it is benefiting the most. It is a win-win-win. And that's
mhm,
what I love about the impact of doTERRA.
yep,
Um, Healing Hands. Oh, the Healing Hands Foundation, it is worldwide. It is helping people be healthy, helping people be self reliant, helping people get support through any facet that they need, whether it be healing, right? The Hope Action Plan, They have match programs. They have sourcing all over the world, right? We can do these sourcing
Mhm.
trips, but it's all part of Healing Hands and that growth of humanity,
Yeah.
giving back and making the world a better place and really healing people um, in different facets with our essential oils and our heart, right?
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love those
Yeah.
two things.
It's a beautiful thing. And the way that doTERRA takes care of everybody is just such a beautiful thing. I mean, so many times these nonprofits, right? You're like, oh, how much money is actually going to go to the work
Hmm.
that they claim that they do, right?
Oh,
First
absolutely.
and foremost, doTERRA releases all of the financial documentation for Healing Hands.
Hmm.
So you have access to see how it's all broken down. But what I absolutely love is that the company doTERRA funds all of the employees that work Healing Hands, so that 100% of the money you donate to Healing Hands or purchasing doTERRA Healing Hands products, 100% of that goes into the projects that they do to support people around the world who need the support. Whether it's those microloans, right, that we talked about,
Hmm.
or natural disasters and providing support, or hospitals or schools or whatever. 100% of your money that gets donated goes to the projects. I love that.
Which I love that too. It is empowering to know that they've thought of everything and created a vessel to do good in the world that is so impactful. So impactful. I love that. Okay, so the next one is really discovering the possibilities, and it's the rank, right? So there's different
Yeah.
ranks, there's different levels in doTERRA, all the way from elite to diamond and above, right? But the base ones are elite, premier, and silver is
Hmm.
really where you're paying for your products, right?
Hmm.
You are supplementing your income, anywhere from several $100s to silver is probably an average of like $2,500 a month, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, and then we have gold, platinum, and diamond levels, and that's really when you're creating that, you're like that extra income, and you're like, wow, like this is where,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of different possibilities here, and um, we have so many doctors and lawyers and nurses and people that have worked in the medical field that are like, this is amazing. This holistic
Mhm.
approach to wellness and healing my clients, my patients, my humans, and my family is so unique that we get to create a both and so it's not necessarily for people that um there's just all kinds of humans in doTERRA,
Yep.
and it's amazing to see the doctors, the veterinarians, the science behind everything that just really enhances the ahas in growing our teams. I feel like when you see a doctor, even doctor teams that are in here, and you're a doctor, a chiropractor too, so there's
Yep.
different ways that you can supplement your family and your clients and your patients, and you've chosen doTERRA for a specific reason, and it goes to show the products are amazing, right? So with every level comes a different commitment of hours per week or hours per month, but with every level you get the compensation for what there's no cap on the compensation you can make, which I really love, especially for women. And women in network marketing can create the community, they can create the healing, they can create a beautiful ongoing team that can really make some massive impact in this world. And you and I have talked a lot about creating our own Healing Hands trip, and that is a possibility too with people that are in our teams and our families in this community, that
Yep.
we can travel together and do
Absolutely.
good all over the world. So I love that too. Anything about these different levels that you want to add, Dana? I know we have a few more minutes here.
I don't know. I mean, you kind of covered the topics really well.
Hmm.
Like I said, like she said, the first couple levels, right? That elite and the premier and the silver are great for supplementing your income. But then once you start hitting like that gold, platinum, diamond is when you can start replacing it.
Hmm.
I mean, those start getting into like $5,000 a month and up.
Mm-hmm.
where you can replace your income and, I mean, or maybe just double it for a while,
Yep.
for whatever you're making now. But just think about it, right? What if you've been a stay-at-home mom,
Mm-hmm.
and you wanted to supplement, and all of a sudden, right? Some people want to retire their spouse,
Mm-hmm.
so that their spouse can be home with them and help and do all the things together. And it's a really cool, really beautiful thing when that can happen, right? When those dreams become reality.
Yep.
We've talked about goal setting and things like that with our Synergy group,
Absolutely.
and some people are just like, I'm not sure what I'd want to do. But then when you really start brainstorming, it's like some of the possibilities of things that you could do are just amazing. When you think about it, and it doesn't have to be personal either, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can be happy where you're at and have goals outside of that, right? Like the impact that you can have in your community and society. Like, what can you contribute to some of the nonprofits that are part of your heart? It
Absolutely.
doesn't have to be
Absolutely.
all personal about what you want for yourself and your family, but how can you make the world a better place?
Mm-hmm.
um, and things like that.
Absolutely. And that's where that blue diamond and presidential diamond come into. That's really replacing, and what good can you do? That's what that just leads right into that. Like, what is your impact? What is your goals to create with it? What is your legacy? It is really the imprint you get to create in this world. So there's 5 different ways to get to create money, to get paid with the compensation plan that doTERRA has. There's unilevel bonus, there is power of three, there is a fast start bonus when you enroll people, and then you have that leadership pool as well. And so we can add a little bit of a video, or we can add this presentation to underneath this video so that you can understand where those are. But it's really partnering with doTERRA. If you want to do the business, if you want to run um, with us and increase your financial plan, your financial health, if you will, we talked about that, then
Mhm.
it is really partnership, and it's how much time can you commit, right? How much money do you want to make? Um, how much would, like, I remember Natalie saying to us one time, what would you do with an extra $10,000 a month? And
Mhm.
it's like, oh my gosh. So, like, I would pay this bill and I would pay this credit card and I would do this. Well, what if you had an extra $100,000 a month? And that's where it changes from, like, everything's taken care of.
Mhm.
And what good in the world can I do from now?
Mhm.
And it changes the feeling of it, right? Money is not evil.
Right.
Money is good. Good people, good women can create a legacy for their family.
Yep.
We are the candle of we're the emotional candle of the household. We damn well can make the money of the household, and it's okay to make good
Yep.
money, because we can do good things with amazing money. So, money is a worthiness conversation that, if we're struggling there, friends, we're open to having that conversation, right? So
Absolutely.
stuff is simple with doTERRA. It is super simple. It is the pipes conversation, right? Which we talk about a
Yep.
lot. And it's really but what you want to do, how you want to create, what are your next steps? And your next step is really having a conversation with Dana or myself, having that strategy call about what are your goals, what are your health goals, what is your impact goal, what do you want to create while you're here on this earth. And perhaps doTERRA and Dana and I can help you realize that your goals are an opportunity that you can create, and you can check some things off with a
Absolutely.
healthier financial situation. I know that the struggle is real, and I know what it feels like to not have enough, and it's uncomfortable. So if you're ready to get comfortable, or maybe even uncomfortable to get comfortable, let's have a conversation. Anyway,
I love it.
any last words, Dana? Because I know you have an appointment. So
I think you just wrapped it up beautifully.
okay, that's amazing. I love it. Well, ladies, have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. This has been good. Thank you for your patience with our technology
Technology.
trials and errors. I love it. It's always something, right? Always something. And when you're doing business, you can do it anywhere from wherever you are. I am in an airport terminal. Dana's in her car.
Mhm.
Totally doable.
Exactly.